Thank you, Mr. Chair. Minister, I'm very confused because in early March of last year, your deputy minister, ahead of your meeting with Secretary Kelly, said there was an urgent need, her words, to revisit the Safe Third Country Agreement because of the flow of refugees or claiming refugees, illegal crossers that had started a few months earlier, following Executive Order 13769. You appeared before this committee 10 days after meeting with Secretary Kelly, and your submission on SUPS was actually, you were asking for a net decrease in funding for your department, even though your deputy minister was saying there was an urgent need to revisit the Safe Third Country Agreement. Repeated questioning from my colleague Michelle Rempel in 2017 and earlier this year, you've suggested that there's no need or you haven't started discussions with the United States on fixing the loophole in the Safe Third Country Agreement. And in October of last fall, as I said earlier, you suggested to this committee that your department was handling the processing and the illegal border crossings in Emerson, Manitoba and Quebec through being nimble internally. We now know it's hundreds of millions of dollars. Have you been straight with parliamentarians on this, Minister?
So there's like three questions in there.
No, there's not three.
Which one would you like me to start with?
Any illegal crossers are exploiting a loophole in the Safe Third Country Agreement. Would you agree with that? Because they're not showing at a designated port of entry or border stop. You've gone yourself, Minister, to discourage people under temporary protective status from using this type of illegal entry. Today's the first time I've heard you say illegal entry.
Actually, I've used that term before, sir. I have no qualms using the term. What I'm referring to when I say illegal is the act of crossing our border between ports of entry. That's an illegal act. I don't think claiming asylum is and of itself illegal. I don't share that opinion.
Did you raise with Mr. Kelly, Secretary Kelly, the need to fix this loophole that's being exploited?
So I will say on the record that there are no formal negotiations ongoing with respect to the Safe Third Country Agreement. Having said that, we have a partnership with the United States, our counterparts, where we talk about anything and everything related to border security and border integrity and asylum and visa issues, information sharing and so on. So that partnership is ongoing. Those conversations are ongoing, but there are no formal negotiations.
Do you still think that agreement's working fantastically well for Canada?
Knowing
that, Minister,
I do, and the numbers show that.
Let me finish, Minister. Yeah. You are asking for $173 million that could be spent on veterans, could be spent on renewing the human trafficking program that was run with your department and public safety. You have not renewed that. You're making choices as a minister. The social cost to provinces that your own department estimates is almost being $4 billion. All of these costs are a result of the loophole in the Safe Third Country Agreement. Don't you agree your top priority should be to fix that?
So for me to answer the question has to be accurate. I didn't ask for $173 million. We're getting $17 million out of that. Some of that money is going to other agencies like the RCMP and CBSA to do so that they can do their work with respect to border security. Some of that money is going into IRB, precisely to do faster processing so that asylum claimants who are found not to be genuine refugees can be removed and others can move on with their lives, precisely to reduce those downstream pressures and costs to provinces. You'd agree with me that having faster processing at the IRB would help provinces with the costs of asylum seekers.
When asylum seekers have your own department, Minister, has said without changes to the Safe Third Country Agreement, processing times could go to 133 months. That's 6 years. So I'd suggest last year when you appeared and you said you were actually asking for less money in estimates, this year you're coming back suggesting, well, the 173 will be divided amongst the RCMP. After suggesting to the department you're handling this internally, I don't have any confidence in your response to this, Minister, and I don't think suggesting that the Safe Third Country Agreement is working fantastically well is accurate.
So Again,
I'm
there's a
afraid I
number
need
of
to cut you
questions
off
there, and I don't have
there.
time.